Let's begin. To deselect everything, press A. For orthographic mode, press 5. For the front view, press 1. To select the cube, right-click it. To translate the cube 1 unit up along the z-axis, press G, Z, 1. Press Enter. For the top view, press 7. To scale the cube by 0.1 along the y-axis, press S, Y, 0.1. Press Enter. To scale it by 0.1 along the x-axis, press S, X, 0.1. Press Enter. This will be the leg. Remember, use the scroll wheel to zoom in, and hold Shift and the middle mouse button, to pan the view. Do this as needed. To move the leg 3 units forward along the y-axis, press G, Y, -3. Press Enter. To move the leg 1.5 units to the left along the x-axis, press G, X, -1.5. Press Enter. For edit mode, press Tab. To bring up the Mesh Select Mode menu, press Ctrl, Tab. Select Face. To select the top face of the leg, right-click it. For the right side view, press 3. To move the face 1 unit up along the z-axis, press G, Z, 1. Press Enter. To add a loop cut, press Ctrl, R then, left-click, to confirm placement. Next, press point 2, to slide the loop cut 0.2 units down. Press Enter. For the top view, press 7. To zoom in, use the scroll wheel. To add the top 4 edges of the leg to the selection, hold Shift, and right-click them. Press 1, for the front view. Press S, 1.2, to scale the selection by 1.2. Press Enter. Press 7, to return to the top view. Press G, Y, 0.02, to move the selection 0.02 units back along the y-axis. Press Enter. Press G, X, -0.02, to move the selection 0.02 units to the left along the x-axis. Press Enter. For the bottom view, press Ctrl, 7. To bring up the Mesh Select Mode menu, press Ctrl, Tab. Select Face. To select the bottom face of the leg, right-click it. Press S, 0.5, to then scale the bottom of the leg by 0.5. Press Enter. Once again, press 7, for the top view. To view the selected face, press Z, for wireframe viewport shading. Press G, Y, -0.05, to move the selection 0.05 units forward along the y-axis. Press Enter. Press G, X, 0.05, to move the selection 0.05 units to the right along the x-axis. Press Enter. To return to solid viewport shading, press Z. To deselect the bottom face, press A then, press A again, to select the entire leg. Press Shift, C, to ensure the 3D cursor is at the grid center. Remember, to pan the view, hold Shift and the middle mouse button. To zoom in or out, use the scroll wheel. Navigate to the pivot point menu at the bottom of the viewport, and select 3D cursor, to change the pivot point from median point to 3D cursor. To duplicate the leg, press Shift, D. Then, right-click, to confirm duplication. Press Ctrl, M, X, to mirror the leg across the x-axis. Press Enter. Press the spacebar, and type, flip, normals. Press Enter. Press A, to deselect what is currently selected. Then, press A again, to select everything. Again, press Shift, D, to duplicate both legs. Then, right-click, to confirm duplication. Press Ctrl, M, Y, to mirror both legs across the y-axis. Press Enter. Press the spacebar, and type, flip, normals. Press Enter. Let's move on to the tabletop. Press Shift, A, to bring up the Mesh menu. Select Cube. Press S, Y, 0.05, to scale the cube by 0.05 along the y-axis. Press Enter. Press S, Z, 0.1, to scale the cube by 0.1 along the z-axis. Press Enter. Press G, Y, -2.95, to move the cube 2.95 units forward along the y-axis. Press Enter. Press S, X, 1.5, to scale the selection by 1.5 along the x-axis. Press Enter. Press 1, for the front view. Press G, Z, 3.07, to move the cube 3.07 units up along the z-axis. Press Enter. Navigate to the pivot point menu, and select median point. Press 7, for the top view. To duplicate the current selection, press Shift, D. Then, press Y, 5.9, to move the selection 5.9 units forward along the y-axis. Press Enter. Press Shift, D, to duplicate the selection again. Then, press up, Z, 90, to rotate by 90 degrees along the z-axis. Press Enter. Press G, Y, -2.95, to move the selection 2.95 units back along the y-axis. Press Enter. Press G, X, -1.5, to move the selection 1.5 units to the left along the x-axis. Press Enter. Press S, Y, 2, to scale the selection by 2 along the y-axis. Press Enter. Once more, press Shift, D, to duplicate the selection. Then, press X, 3, to move the selection 3 units to the right along the x-axis. Press Enter. While still in edit mode, press Shift, A, to bring up the mesh menu. Select cube. For the front view, press 1. Press S, Z, 0.2, to scale the selection by 0.2 along the z-axis. Press Enter. To scale the selection 3.35 units up along the z-axis, press G, Z, 3.35. Press Enter. Press 7, for the top view. Press S, X, 1.7, to scale the selection by 1.7 along the x-axis. Press Enter. Press S, Y, 3.15, to scale the selection by 3.15 along the y-axis. Press Enter. Now, press Shift, D, to duplicate the selection. Then right-click to confirm duplication. Press 1, for the front view. Then, press G, Z, 0.265, to move the selection 0.265 units up along the z-axis. Press Enter. Press S, X, 0.2, to scale the selection by 0.2 along the x-axis. Press Enter. Press S, Z, 0.3, to scale the selection by 0.3 along the z-axis. Press Enter. Press G, X, -1.35, to move the selection 1.35 units to the left along the x-axis. This will serve as one of 5 wood planks for the tabletop. Press Enter. To duplicate the plank, press Shift, D. Then, press X, 0.7, to move the selection 0.7 units to the right along the x-axis. Press Enter. There is currently enough space for 3 more planks. Repeat this process of duplicating, Shift, D, and moving the plank, X, 0.7, for the remaining 3 wood planks. Now, press 7, for the top view. Hold Shift and right-click the top face of the remaining unselected 4 wood planks. Press 1 for the front view. Press Ctrl, L, to add the remaining faces of each plank to the selection. Press G, X, -0.04, to move the planks 0.04 units to the left along the x-axis. This will make the distribution look a bit more polished. Press Enter. Press Tab, for object mode. Navigate to the Modifiers tab. Click Add Modifier. Select Subdivision Surface. Press Tab, for edit mode. Press A, to deselect everything. Then, press A again, to select everything. Press Shift, E, for edge crease. Then, type 1. Press Enter. Press Tab, for object mode. Navigate to the Render Engine menu at the top of the window. Select Cycles Render. Next, navigate to the Material tab. Click the white default color. Select Hex. Type A, D, A, D, A, D. Press Enter. Now, click the World tab. Click the gray default color. Select Hex. Type F, 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 that's the letter F, 6 times. Press Enter. Let's move on to creating the floor. Press Shift, A, to bring up the Add menu. Select Mesh. Select Plane. Use the scroll wheel to zoom out. Press S, 7, to scale the plane by 7. Press Enter. Press S, X, 2, to scale the plane by 2 along the X-axis. Press Enter. Press 7, for the top view. Press Tab, for edit mode. Press Ctrl, Tab, to bring up the Mesh Select Mode menu. Select Edge. Right-click the back edge, to select it. For the right side view, press 3. Press E, Z, 10, to extrude the selection 10 units up along the Z-axis. Press Enter. Press 4, then press 8, to shift the view slightly. Right-click the center edge, where the floor and wall meet, to select it. For the bevel tool, press Ctrl, B. Press Enter. Navigate to the operator panel at the bottom left. In the amount input field, type 0.2. In the segments input field, type 5. Press Enter. Press Tab, for object mode. Navigate to Shading, and select Smooth, to apply smooth shading. Navigate to the Modifiers tab. Click Add Modifier. Select Subdivision Surface. Press Tab, for edit mode. Press A, to deselect everything. Shift, right-click, all outer edges, excluding those where the floor and wall meet, to select them. Press Shift, E, for edge crease. Type 1. Press Enter. Press Tab, for object mode. Navigate to the Materials tab. Click New. Click the white default color. Select Hex. Type F, 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 F again, that's the letter F, 6 times. Press Enter. Press 1, for front view. Let's now move on to the final stages of the project. The camera view and final rendering. To select the camera, right-click it. Press N, to bring up the Properties panel. Check, Lock Camera to View. For the camera perspective, press 0. Pan, zoom, and rotate the view as needed. The final placement of this view is what we will see when we render this scene as an image. Once the camera has been placed in its desired location, uncheck Lock Camera to View. Navigate to the Render tab. Under the Dimensions drop-down, set resolution to 1920 pixels by 1080 pixels, and set the resolution scale to 100%. Under the Output drop-down, make sure the file format reads PNG. Set compression to 90%. Under the Sampling drop-down, type 500 in the Render input field. Press Command S. Type in the desired name. Click Save. Now, click the camera icon. This is the render button. Once the render is finished, click Image. Select Save as Image. Navigate to the desired location where the final render will be saved. Click Save as Image. Well done.